Welcome to Area S.
S as in Sweden.
Welcome back.
It's been a week since last time.
Yeah, and sadly the war is still going on in Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, not much to say about that. To be honest, not at the moment, except we're worried.
Of course we are. As many are. And every time you hear the news, you know, new refugees from Ukraine coming to Sweden and other places.
Yeah, and
I mean, the peace talk is not going well.
no.
I've heard that Putin, the beep beep, to keep it a little friendly, is having pretty stupid demands. So, but we will not go into them.
No, not this time.
We want to have our videos being a little more. Well, that reminds me of a news program I listen to sometimes when I'm home and have the time. They talk about news around the world, they talk about the news at home, and they jump here and there on different subjects. And it can be 2 minutes on that one, 3 minutes there, and 5 minutes there, you know.
Yeah.
And they said because the male host was he wanted to, you know, talk and know about Ukraine and the war the entire time. But then the female host said, but we all also need to think about the fun stuff and that there are other stuff.
Except the war.
Exactly. And as we said in the last episode, prices of food are going up, and as even today it was that the Prime Minister here in Sweden had a press conference talking about there is no shortage of food in Sweden yet.
Yeah, and a lot of food at stores are, well, they're sold out, some of the stuff. I've seen a lot of pasta and some noodles. I don't know what's that in English. Mashed potatoes?
Mashed potato powder.
Yeah.
That's what it, yeah, but
it's a weird thing.
It's been restocked.
Yeah.
I say.
But that doesn't mean that there can't be a shortage of food in the future.
No.
So.
Well, first of all, you can show us little sunflowers. Don't know what you can see it, and we're gonna put a picture up if you when we edit the video.
Picture here, and I think maybe on our Twitter as well.
Yeah.
So don't forget to go in there.
But they're growing. Growing for Ukraine.
Growing sunflowers for Ukraine. But now when there might be a coming food shortage, you can actually grow a lot of the stuff yourself. And
she is the one with green fingers, not me, so therefore I'm a little quiet.
Well, they're not that green, not yet.
Figure speak.
But one way, well, when I plant stuff, I get a lot of useless soil afterwards. But
that's something you do when you grow stuff, even only a regular flower. When you plant it, it takes all the
soil, the
nutrients from the soil, and transform it into a beautiful flower or a pumpkin or a melon or a cucumber. Yeah, whatever you're growing. And the soil is kind of worthless if you don't have more.
Yeah, nutrients and that kind of stuff. And often the plant materials, that can also be used again. And one way to do it, if you live in the city, or
like an apartment building.
Yeah, but you can have it anywhere else. It's a Bokashi Compost.
It's a kitchen compost.
It's a nice little bucket with a little tap.
You can get some fluids from it.
Yeah, and that fluid you can also use to water your plants if you just blend it with the water so it's not that concentrated.
Yeah. And when we bought it, we thought we were going to get 1 bucket, but we got 2 buckets.
Yeah, so we can alternate them.
Yeah, and of course it when you have the lid on, it's sealed tight, so there's no air coming in. That will create mold, and then you can just throw it on the garbage.
It's an important thing. Make sure the lid is on correctly.
And that way it doesn't smell either, and it doesn't do it when you open it, when you have stuff into it either.
No, the only thing that might smell is the inoculants, or I will just call it sprinkles.
Yeah.
Because that's easier.
Bokashi strö in Swedish is, and strö in English is sprinkle.
And it's a better word to use. But how it works, can you take up the bracket in the bottom?
Yeah. You mean this little piece?
Yeah, so that sits in the bucket with an airspace underneath for the fluids
to get down here.
Yeah.
And I think from the first you put in, it can take a couple of weeks or months even before you get any fluids, right?
Yeah.
And of course we have this little...
Yeah, so basically what you do...
Pat it down.
When you're starting a compost, or a Bokashi compost, to put it more exactly, you take 2 tablespoons of the sprinkles, you sprinkle it on the bottom.
On this little piece.
Then you take your food scraps, it can be anything really.
Not really anything, right?
No, avoid too much meat, I think it said, and the paper. You can have a little bit.
You can have a little, there was little bit paper, not much.
And then avoid too much fluids like sauces and
gravies and that stuff, so maybe not the gravy from Thanksgiving dinner if you're American or something. Or, yeah, something like that. And no bones, right?
Yeah, because they won't...
decompose.
Yeah.
It will take years and years and years and years and years. I think you said meat, but I think also they said when it's meat and eggs and cheese, those kind of stuff, that you need a little more...
A little bit more of the sprinkles to help that to break down.
Yeah, because it's basically it's going to ferment in here, right?
Yeah, because once everything is done, you will have to let it sit for, I think it's a month or 2.
Yeah, so 1 or 2 in the bucket when it's filled up.
Yeah.
And then you have to mix it into regular soil.
Yeah, but we can take it step by step, I think.
Yeah.
Well...
So this one can actually transform down to the floor, because like I said, we have 2 buckets.
Yeah, and 1 we have already started.
You take up that one?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a fluid test. It's only been we started last week sometimes, and so only a few days.
Oh.
It's gonna take...
Can you even see it?
I think
can you see us?
I think I can. Should you or me do the honors?
You can do it.
Let's see if there's any fluids. No?
No, not yet.
And that's exactly what you should only been a few days. It should take a couple of weeks or months.
Yeah, before you can get anything.
It smells a little, but it's not that bad. I mean,
it doesn't. It smells something, but it's not a.
You can smell that it is food.
Yeah.
Kinda, if you have a compost, you're gonna throw out in the garbage bin, you know. That we have here in Sweden, many.
Households. Or...
Most households in Sweden have some kind of compost. They have to compost the kitchen and throw it out in the bin in a special place.
Yeah.
I need some counties have different colors of the bags and throw it in the same. I know that there is some difference. But you had some scraps we're gonna put into it too, right?
Yes, we do have some. It's a little of everything.
Yeah, and it's also 2 tablespoons of the sprinkle per
liter.
Yeah, so if you have more, you need to put more.
Yes.
And like we said in the last video, we don't like to waste food. And this is one way we don't waste the food. And what's in this one is mostly...
Well, we made some soup the other day.
yeah, so it's mostly the peels from that stuff. And
well, we tried to pickle some cucumber, and
this time something went wrong.
something went wrong. Hopefully we can make it the right way next time.
Yep.
So let's get the sleeves up.
Yeah.
Because I guess I will have to
Yeah, you are the...
get myself dirty.
You are the gardener here at home, not me. So, Mikami here is gonna demonstrate, and I'm pretty close to the light. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna turn the camera around. I'm gonna play the cameraman. Hello, Mikami.
Oh, that's bright. But hey! Well, should we just open up this nice little bucket here?
Yeah.
See what's
And it's been
inside?
a few days.
Yeah, a few days since we started it.
Yeah, and you will see what it looks like. I think we did some...
There are some eggs and some other stuff.
Yeah, there's some eggs, there's some lemons, some carrot peels. And like I said, it doesn't smell... It smells like it's something...
Fermenting.
Yeah, fermenting, decomposing, you know. But it doesn't smell bad. And, I mean, for me, these little...
The sprinkles.
The sprinkles you can see on top here. That's why creating the fermented effect.
Yes,
Because-
the microorganism.
Yeah, the microorganism. And for me, those smells kind of the baddest because they're a little more like
I don't know what that's called.
vinegar
Yeah, vinegar.
in that, but it's pretty okay. But yeah, you should lead on.
Yeah, so we have our food scraps. So I will just start to put it in the compost a little bit even.
You can also mention that the smaller the
Pieces, the faster it takes for it to decompose.
yeah.
I know from the last time I had some bell pepper stems that I could see when I was about to plant something in it.
They survived.
Yes, but it was brown and it had lost all the green stuff and yeah. There is also a little stump or something to push it down to get all the air out from it. Because I think the air is also one of the things that can make it mold.
Yeah, you want that little air because there's going to be some air because it isn't a vacuum in there.
Yeah. But to get.
But I think the most
of
you
it-
want to stamp for is to have this even spaced.
Yeah. That
But
too.
don't stomp it too tight.
No, not too tight.
The liquid you need to be able to get down. And we're putting in a lot today. I think there's over 2 liters. We need a little more than we...
Yeah, I think so. But I think it's gonna work great anyways.
Oh yeah, we have tried it once before and it worked.
It worked great. Now I use it almost every time I plant something new
Yeah.
and old.
And of course you need a new planting area. And the big black bin over there is actually where we have... where you have the soil.
Yeah.
And we bought it when we did the bokashi the first time, so we put the bokashi in it.
Yeah, so the thing you will do when it's fermented enough, you will have to start with some dirt in the bottom, and then you will have to alternate the bokashi with some dirt, bokashi, dirt, until it's full.
Exactly. And if you have an compost in your garden, you can only dump it there too, you know, and mix it in. Don't have to be gradient. So there are different ways you can do it, right?
So I will take that off. Then I will actually use the stump just to show you how it's done in the book. Stump it a little bit to get it evenly spaced and get some of the air out.
At least from the layers you put in, so to speak.
Yes.
Then we need the little sprinkles.
The nice bag of sprinkles.
And Bokashi, of course, is invented in Japan, right?
Yeah, I think the word Bokashi means... What was it said? I have forgotten. Let's see.
Let's see, I can read off screen, you can't. Bokashi is a Japanese word meaning fermented organic matter.
So basically it means compost.
Yeah, and it was developed in the early 1980s by a Dr. Teruhiga from Okinawa, Japan.
Well, let's excuse that pronunciation. So, usually you should have about 2 per liters, but since we are...
2 tablespoons.
Yeah, 2 tablespoons. This is 1 tablespoon. Since if we have a bit more than 1 liter of food scraps, we will take a little bit more. And you will sprinkle it even on top.
Just like we do on the ice cream. Even though that will be a lot tastier.
I don't expect you to eat this.
Of course I don't. Technically, if we make this, it's gonna be soil and nutrients from the vegetables, peels and everything here are gonna be in the soil. If you're growing, say, a cucumber, I'm gonna eat a cucumber. So technically I'm eating it. Tell I'm wrong in the chat. Put down in the comments if I'm wrong or if I'm right.
Yeah, I want to know what's your opinion on what he just said. So, another teaspoon, or tablespoon.
Tablespoon, you don't a teaspoon.
Of the sprinkles. That's even.
That's an image good, yeah.
I will just close this up. Put that away. And now we will just have to close it up, I guess.
Yeah, put on the lid and make sure it's sealed.
Airtight.
Like I said, when it's not open, it doesn't smell nothing.
And of course you can keep a little bucket or something on top of it and collect your food throughout the day.
Yeah, because they also mention, I think, that you shouldn't open the lid once or twice a day at most.
Yeah. To avoid too much air to get in.
Yeah.
So the compost is done for today. You know how to start it. We talked a little bit about how to convert it into the soil.
Yeah, we're showing up our sunflowers. Sunflowers of Ukraine.
See, that's his.
It's mine.
His was the first one up.
I
And this is mine. I think that's mine.
think so too. Yeah, that's yours.
It's mine, yeah. So, yeah, I will keep you updated on how that goes. Because I think it's a wonderful thing to see how plants grow.
Yeah, and you're planning to grow a lot more.
Oh yeah, to grow some things we can eat, something that's just nice to look at, but mostly the food part.
Yeah.
And maybe you will try it too.
Well, I planted a sunflower. Isn't that enough?
It's a beginning. Everyone can at least try, do something.
Yeah, everyone. That's a true word. Everyone can do something, and you don't have to plant a flower or plant something to eat. You can give a gift or help someone or I mean, with everything going on in this world right now, everything helps, you know.
Yeah, just ask your
Except
neighbor
me too.
if you can help them shop or anything.
Yeah.
Just do something nice for someone else.
It's the smallest thing in life that count, you know. Everyone can do something.
That's so true.
Yeah. And with that said,
Oh, I think it's time for a fika.
yeah, I think so too.
Bye!
Bye!